The new chief of the Lubicon Lake Band wants to know why millions of dollars in oil and gas revenues ended up in the hands of just 5 people. Residents of the Northern Alberta First Nation are still living under conditions that resemble a developing nation. But the people who received the money aren't making any apologies. Briar Stewart reports.
Every time Cheryl Ominayak needs water, she goes to a large barrel outside her door. She's lived in Little Buffalo for 28 years, and during that time, says her way of life has changed very little. So this is your outhouse?
Yeah, this is where we use the washroom. Summer, bugs are bad, but gotta use it, no running water.
The 500 people who live here are members of the Lubicon Cree. Last year, the community held its first federally recognized election, and Billy Joe Lubicon was elected chief.
We're probably about the only community in Alberta that doesn't have running water. The infrastructure here is almost non-existent.
Lubicon says the community wanted to know why things hadn't improved, considering its Economic Development Corporation generated millions through contracts with the energy industry. So Lubicon commissioned a forensic audit. The firm, Myers Norris Penny, went through thousands of checks and bank transactions and found that over a 4-year period, the 5 directors of the corporation were paid out close to $3 million. The audit shows there was little documentation for why the money was paid or what it was used for, which is why Lubicon believes there was misspending.
Only one group was benefiting from all the work.
One of the directors of the corporation is Bernard Ominayak. He's a long-time Lubicon leader who was previously elected and still considers himself chief for life. In fact, a few dozen people here still see him as in charge. The audit shows that as a director of the corporation, he was paid more than half of the nearly $3 million. He was unavailable to answer our questions, but another director did. Brian Lubicon insists there wasn't any wrongdoing and says some of the checks were written because the directors were being reimbursed for equipment they purchased.
All the money that the people earned in CDC was hard-earned money, so we've got nothing to hide about the audit.
But that explanation doesn't sit well with many here, including Cheryl Ominayak.
Where did they put the money? Obviously, it didn't go to us community members because we all live in an old, moldy, rotten house.
Those homes are now gradually being replaced because the province has stepped in and provided new trailers. That should take care of the mold issues, but it doesn't help with those lingering questions. Briar Stewart, CBC News, Little Buffalo, Alberta.